Yo, what is good, YouTube? Magdubs here, back with another video, guys. We have some more breaking news, some highlights, some observations and takeaways from yet another day here at Pittsburgh Steelers OTAs, just a week away from the start of mandatory minicamp, which is going to be insane. I will be covering that as well, and we are going to break this down into two different parts. So if you guys do want part two of this video, I need you guys to do me a major favor and smash that like button. If we get up to 500 likes on this video, I will drop part two, just because I have so much footage I've saw from the reporters that I want to give to you guys. So if you guys do want part two, hit that like button real quick, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Like I said, I'm going to be covering the entirety of the NFL offseason, which includes, the rest of free agency, mini camp, training camp, preseason, regular season. I got you guys covered with everything that you need to know, Steelers and the rest of the NFL. So join the family, turn on post notifications so you're notified every time we drop a video. But without any further ado, let's talk about some of the guys who have been, standing out and flashing amongst the others so far in OTAs. Now, the first guy I want to talk about for week 3 of OTAs is a guy, Nate Herbig, a guy who, they drafted this season. He's been looking, very, very good, man. He's a linebacker, someone they needed to come in here and, make a name for themselves early. We all know that they lost a couple of linebackers in Miles Jack and Devin Bush, but they brought in Landon Roberts and Cole Holcomb, who looked like they could be the starting inside linebackers. But Nick Herbig is a guy who is very versatile, man. He can play outside, he can play inside, he can drop back in coverage, he can stop the run, he can sometimes get to the quarterback. So a guy who's coming in here and just making a name for himself right away, man. He is looking very good. And on Tuesday, he was one of the biggest guys who, stood out to, everybody. And not only is he on their team, but he also has a brother on the team as well in Nate Herbig. Now, Nate Herbig is a offensive lineman who they got from the Jets, I believe it was. But man, you ask around this coaching staff and some of the players around this team, Nate Herbig is a guy who they have been loving. He's been turning heads, making noise, and someone who may not be a day one starter, but I do expect them to put him in some, sub linebacker packages where he just comes in here, rotates in, and makes some big time plays, man. I think, listen, in a couple years, this dude could be a phenomenal ball player. Right now, you have TJ Watt and you have Alex Highsmith, who, they're trying to lock up Alex Highsmith for the long run. We'll see if that ends up happening. But Nate Herbig is a guy I am, amazed about, and the coaching staff is amazed. They're, just gushing over the fact of how good he is as a 4th round draft pick. Now, another guy I want to talk about is another linebacker, and this one's in Tanner Muse. Now, listen, he was a former pick of the Las Vegas Raiders, I believe it was. And he's coming over here from Seattle. I think he played a little bit with Seattle. But he's coming over here, and he's making a name for himself in OTAs. Now, one thing I do want to say before we get really into this video, don't take everything I say with a grain of salt. There's no pads on. It's pretty much just individual drills, some 7-on-7s. But the dog days of camp haven't really started yet, and that's when we'll know the most about what these guys can do. But Tanner Muse looked good yesterday on Tuesday. I think he had an interception. So he had one of the craziest interceptions. I heard that it was like a very splashy type of play. Don't have it in this coverage, but it seemed like he had a very good day on Tuesday. They're still very unsure who's going to be the starting linebackers right now at this point going forward. But look for Tanner Muse and Mark Robinson to really start to make a name for themselves and try to fight up the depth chart going forward. Obviously, they have 2 new linebackers, like I said, in Roberts and Holcomb. And those guys look like starters, but that's not solidified. There's always, something can always happen. So we'll see who ends up winning those jobs. Now, another thing I want to talk about is Kenny Pickett. We saw a lot of Kenny Pickett at the beginning of this video, throwing some balls in. The coaching staff has been raving about his leadership, his ability to, improve going forward, and just overall, he looks like a better player so far. Now, he's got a lot more weapons this year with George Pickens and Deontay Johnson, Calvin Austin coming back. They pick up Allen Robinson. You got Darnell Washington and Pat Fryer. You got Najee Harris, Jalen Warren. I mean, he's got weapons all around him, and it really seems like he's taking command of the room a little bit better this year, and just his aura is just standing out above everybody else's, which is what you want from your starting quarterback. Now, Broderick Jones was actually talking about him, saying that he's cool, he's calm, he's collected, and he knows what he's doing at quarterback. And compared to last year, it seemed like he was a little bit hesitant at times, but this year it seems like he's making that full-time adjustment, and he's ready to get people running through a brick wall for him, man. I love the way he's developed so far, but with that being said, he still has a long way to go going forward. And now the last thing I want to talk about is Spencer Anderson. Now, Spencer Anderson is a 7th round rookie, and he's actually starting to look like a very versatile piece here for Pittsburgh. Now, Pittsburgh's biggest need coming into the draft was probably off in the line, and a guy like Spencer Anderson, to get him in the 7th round, can play right guard, can play left guard. He's even stepped up and played a little right tackle as well. He looks pretty good, man. He's versatile, and when you look at the offensive line right now, Broderick Jones, day 1 starter. The guy Isaac coming over from Philadelphia. I would attempt to say his last name, but I always get it wrong. You guys always roast before. So Isaac coming over from Philadelphia. He's going to start at left guard. You got Mason Cole. You got James Daniels. You got, a bunch of other guys coming off the bench that could be starters as well. Like Dan Moore, I know you guys want to potentially move on from him from being the starter. I get that. You got Kevin Dotson. You got Spencer Anderson, Nate Herbig, LaRaven Clark, and William Dunkel has came in here and made a big-time name for himself over the start of rookie minicamp and OTAs. He's been very, very good. So you got to give credit to, what the Steelers have done this offseason, how they've developed this team, and how they progressively just keep getting better as time goes on. And listen, the way I look at it right now, I think the Steelers are, probably have one of the best defenses in the NFL, but also look very good offensively too. I think this team is versatile. I think they're dynamic, and if Kenny Pickett could improve a little bit here and there, I think this could be a deadly team to watch out for in 2023, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, turn on post notifications. I got you guys covered with part 2 if this video gets up to 500 likes. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Today's video is brought to you by Pro Class, the absolute best place for you to take your game to the highest level. It's the first of its kind sports training and development platform where you can reach your highest potential by learning from some of the best athletes on the entire planet. Some of these guys include Damian Lillard, De'Aaron Fox, Allen Iverson, DeMar DeRozan, and so many more. And I have some great news for you guys. If you guys go use my code MattyDubs, you'll get 50% off hundreds of training videos, workouts, and drills, and you can get in the lab right now. So go check it out. Go steal some of the secrets from some of the top players in the world right now. And if you are interested in developing your skills at any level, if you play in middle school, high school, college, or if your goal is just to be a better athlete, a better basketball player, this is where you need to go. Nobody else does this. Go check them out, and you can learn, develop your skills at a fast pace, high speed level. Click the link in the description for instant access to all of the secrets in the world. And remember, using code MattyDubs will get you 50% off right now, so don't miss out on this offer.